Round of applause for that voice of power right there, Heather B.
Yes, yes.
Come on, we talked about it in the past. Tracy, you made it very clear. We got this singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, model, producer, thespian, Renaissance person, Tracy, and you said we have a special bond with her.
Yes, indeed. So for those who did not know, DB shared that today is National Radio Day. And this multifaceted artist that's joining us today made her U.S. radio debut with us here on Sway in the Morning.
Yep.
Yeah, many moons ago.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about none other than FKA Twigs.
Hey!
Welcome back
Such a delight, such a treat.
on National Radio Day.
Right, how crazy is that?
Man, I tell you, do you remember that moment? That very special milestone moment in your career that set off the trajectory that brought you to this moment you're in now? You remember that?
Do you know what? I don't.
Okay.
Listen, I remember the last time I came in before. I don't remember the first time.
Don't remember the first time.
It was probably 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
decade for sure.
Yeah, Sway wasn't here that day. He called out and
Not called
right.
out.
I had work. I had
all right,
other
he had work to do at MTV, so it was just Tracy and I and you. Yeah, we had a great conversation. It was nice, and we never forgot it.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I remember last time I came, we had a good time.
We had always here.
Yeah, I likened your music to osmosis. I remember that. That was a word I used, osmosis, at the time because I thought it brought us together or something. I said something. I was off the cuff, but it was from the heart.
That's nice.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Such good vibes.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
Always
You
good
enhance
vibes.
them too.
I was very impressed when I saw you speak to the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee. And that was the clip that we started off with. And that happened earlier in the year, right?
Yeah.
And you spoke about your thoughts about AI.
Yeah.
And since then, AI has evolved. It's going to consistently evolve. It won't stop. Can you explain your thoughts? How do you feel about AI and the usage of AI as an artist?
I think that with all new and emerging technologies, it's an amazing tool for us to be able to express ourselves and connect with each other and help aid in our lives. But these things, they have to be monitored and they have to be used in the right way. I likened it to streaming the other day. I think that when people started to illegally download music from the internet, we didn't know the effect that it would have on artists, on vinyl, on quality of music, on just the general art of music. And I think if we knew then, when streaming was invented, we might have put certain things in place.
Absolutely.
You know, to make sure that certain qualities and I guess like the amazing culture that and art and coming together that music creates, we would have thought about that in the way that we created streaming, and I feel like we didn't. And I feel like only now, even for me, it's been probably 10 years of streaming, I'm only just getting to grips with it. You know, I'm definitely more, I feel, an artist that would have responded to making music in like the 80s or the 90s or on vinyl or, you know, a world building. So yeah, I just think now with AI, if we really think about it, we have the opportunity to put certain things in place, so that we can enjoy it rather than. I always talk about riding the dragon and like riding it.
Wait, you said riding the dragon?
Riding the dragon, but like at the front of the dragon with the reins, so you know where it's going, rather than like at the back of the tail, holding on for dear life.
You're simply a passenger.
Yeah, you know, like I don't want society with AI to be like holding on to the tail. I want us to be at the front and like telling it where to go.
Directing it. Were you able to make, or do you have any suggestions of any things that could be implemented, or you just want to start the conversation? Were you able to give them any?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke about it when I went to Congress, but I think it's basically about putting certain rules in place to protect artists, to protect our identities, to monitor the way that it's used. All of the things I spoke about in Congress. Really.
Do you feel like it also impacts the listeners? Because we obviously know how it can, you know, dilute the artistic integrity of you and your peers, right? But I also feel like it impacts the listener experience too. When I think about just, your ability to overconsume in a way. When I think about, our attention spans as well, we have so much access. How do you feel about that in terms of AI impacting the listener experience, the audience experience?
I mean, I think my main concern is just like the mental health of young people. I think we already live in a world where with our screens and online, we're not sure what's real or what's not. So to be able to use people's likeness to sell things or to say things or to sing things, but it's not actually them. I'm more concerned about like the mental health of young people and them knowing what's true and what's not, because even as an adult I'm getting confused. I don't remember feeling like this as a teenager. When I was a teenager, I remember feeling like I had a real grasp on society and a real grasp on culture, and sometimes I wake up and I think, what is happening? And I find even my opinions of things can like change very quickly depending on the way that my algorithm shifts, or one person sends you one thing and all of a sudden your whole
belief system
is changed because your whole algorithm has changed to something else, and it's confusing, and I'm an adult, so I can't imagine what it would be like to be raising like an 11-year-old in this day and age. It must be very hard.
FKA Twigs is here. Come on. Hey, listen. You know what I mean? We've been doing this for a long time. We got to take a moment to shout out your team, because you're looking stunning to me today. Whoever your team is, who are your team members? Like these people that
give them a shout out.
Hairstylist made sure, everything was in place.
Thank you so much. I feel really like I'm around a lot of people that love me. And it's
how important is that?
That's so important. It is very important. We were talking about this earlier today. Being around people, whether words are positive or negative, it can affect you. It's which one affects you more, which one you choose to believe, the negative words or the positive ones. And so being around people that love you constantly pour positivity in you. They should. And it's a representation of that today with your team. We love the way we watch them. Just gather around you and just make sure you feel 1,000,000%.
Don't, you make me emotional.
But it's true.
No, it is true.
That's what we feel.
It's taken me a long time, but I think that I'm at a point where I really believe that I deserve that.
Amen.
Hey.
You deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve that.
You deserve it. Shout them out, though.
Oh, okay, so we've got, I feel shy. So we've got Jess and Louie and Tilda and Liza. And it's taken a while for me to find my tribe, I've always been I've always felt like an outsider, at school and even in the industry, and it's taken me a long time, but I finally feel very grounded and very loved. Amen. And like I have people around me that really want me to do well and believe in the vision,
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. I feel like we need a group hug, man.
I don't know why you don't believe in us.
Oh, wow. Damn, Sway. Yo, can you coach
Don't
him,
let
FK?
him trick you, FK. He down us every day. We have to build ourselves up here.
Word. Wow. Brick by brick.
Not true. I make people around me tough. That's all. It's a brutal world out there.
I want to be
A bit
soft.
of tough love is good.
Right, talk right.
A little bit of tough love is good.
Not every day. He takes your lunch. He buys cheap lunch.
Some days he hits us.
That's not true. That's not true.
You took the joke
I
too far.
hit him on the text. I hit him on the text. Play the fucking song. I might do that.
Okay,
You know what I mean? All right, you're 15 minutes late. I hit him on the text.
That's fun. How would you describe your style of leadership? Okay.
Oh, it's not for me to say. You should say.
Spiritual?
Come on, Mike.
Kind of like a
Wait, get on camera. You mind being on camera before you say this?
Oh God.
Too late now.
I'm like that.
Girl, you look cute. We speaking positivity.
Come over here.
You look cute.
You'll get a front view.
You look cute, girl.
You gotta love it.
Adorable.
She said, "Oh, good."
You look cute.
Say your
You
name.
do.
Say okay. There you go. And it's Matilda.
No lies either.
I would say it's kind of like a spiritual, a mother kind of.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
maternal.
I like that.
We're all very like friends, and we kind of just like work together, and we're like just like an energy, and it's really nice.
It's like a collective.
It is.
Not a hierarchy.
Yeah, we just kind of like have fun.
Yeah.
To be
That's
honest.
good.
We really just like listen to music. It's really great.
Yeah, they looking at each other like, damn, we got a good life. But you know, here they're joking. It's no real hierarchy. I mean, it's
of course.
but we're the same way because collectively we're gonna be able to produce a better result than we could individually.
Yes.
And so you have a beautiful collective of individuals that seem to be working with you. Yeah, congratulations. It's working. It's working.
And it's not. And you spoke well. That really nice to say. Really nice to say.
Hey, we're gonna talk to Crow in a second. But we had another topic today. We were speaking about really taking a moment out and treating yourself. You know, in the midst of everything else. We're working. We got people depend on us. We got dependents. We got whatever chaos in our life. And a lot of times we forget to take care and treat ourselves, you know. And I'm curious too, since the last time we've seen you, have you been able to treat yourself to something nice?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think you mean like.
Would you buy yourself anything nice?
No, I'm not really like big on buying stuff.
Okay.
I think I treat myself by surrounding myself with people that I love. I treat myself by learning, by not being hard on myself. I treat myself by listening to my body, watching the things that I ingest, whether it's social media, food, words, music. Yeah, I treat myself, but it's more like in a spiritual way. I don't really care about like things. I actually I've just got rid of nearly all my stuff.
Yeah, really? Like furniture and or
not really like furniture, but like clothes and just like, you know, I really want less stuff because the less things I have, the more I can like concentrate on myself and concentrate on my family. Yeah. So yeah, I do treat myself, but it's like work, you know. I think for me, treating myself is work. It's like constant every single day reminder to be my best self and to support myself. Because you just get one life, which obviously we always say you get one life, but know that you really like this life, like me as Talia, this is it. You know, like this is what I get. So I just want to be careful who I'm around. And I treat myself with these beautiful people. I treat myself with making art I believe in.
Amen.
Yeah.
I want to just hear her voice every morning when I first wake up, right?
Let her do a drop right now and say you listen to Sway in the morning, and we could play it every day.
That's facts.
Could you do something? Just talk to the people that's listening. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Let's go.
What do you want me to say? Like
just like act like that you're in this arena full of people. We have people who listen all over the world, 5 different continents. Okay. I'm not stunting. Okay. And if you were able to address the world in the morning at the same time, and imagine we're all in the same time zone, and the first voice that the children of Africa or the adults of Korea or wherever place in the world are going to hear, and you're going to start our day off.
Oh, wow.
What would you say?
Pressure.
No. Okay.
That's like, this is like the most pressure question.
Right. Like a 20-second TED Talk.
No, just 2 minutes straight.
I'm joking.
No, I'm joking. Whatever. Whatever comes. It could be 15 seconds. Doesn't matter.
I would say to the people in the world to be your most authentic self, to stay present, to live your most authentic human experience, to love yourself, to love those around you, that it's okay to focus on the immediate people around you to love and support, that you don't owe anybody anything, that you're enough, to remember to breathe, to remember to go outside, to remember to walk in the grass, drink lots of water, eat good food, and just be present.
FKA Twigs and
Sway in the morning.
Like you know.
Start levitating up.
All right.
Sway in the morning.
She didn't say Sway. Let her say Sway in the morning.
Oh, yeah, say Sway in the morning.
Right.
And to listen to Sway in the morning.
Shit, you killed that. Make that start producing songs and putting that on it. All right, let's talk to Crow. Can we talk to Crow?
Talk to Crow.
Talk to Crow.
Talk to Crow.
This is a movie that I watched. Well, the original version, right, was with Brandon Lee.
Yes.
Right, was a movie I watched way back in 1994 because I was a fan of Bruce Lee growing up as a child, and all the Lee legacy, and it was obviously a tragic incident that took place where he lost his life, right? But the movie was still able to come out. Were you aware of this when you took the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. All right. And that didn't make you any apprehensive or not? What kind of thoughts did it give you knowing that? Or
the movie The Crow, it has a very intense energy around it. But with that comes a lot of reverence. You know, it doesn't scare me. I spoke about this in another interview, but I think that like darkness isn't always bad. You know, like darkness can be really beautiful. But it's just like the way that you perceive it. So I think I went into the project with a lot of reverence, and feeling like instead of thinking, okay, everything that happened to Brandon Lee and even the story itself, I mean, the writer of The Crow wrote The Crow because he lost his lover in a tragic accident. So it's surrounded in loss. But I think that with my character, Shelley, at least in this film, there's great gain. In the first film, there wasn't much of a role for the female lead. She was all like in flashbacks, and it was like this thing that happened. She didn't have a character, whereas in this Crow, Shelley, my character, she really has a personality, and Eric and Shelley's love is grown and it blossoms and it has a moment. It has a real moment on screen. So I think with so much loss that's happened in The Crow, I think I tried to concentrate on the gain and concentrate what I could bring into the film with like feminine energy and love and this feeling of hope and this feeling of togetherness and two outsiders really finding each other. So yeah, I came in with that thought. And also, you know, when I met with Rupert, the director, he said, you have one job, and it's to make the audience fall in love with Shelley so much that when she leaves, it's like there's a hole punch in the movie. It's just like you've been like punched in the stomach when I die. And so that was my mission, you know? Yeah.
I'm thinking about that. That's very beautifully said, by the way. Your voice is... that quote you talked about an interview, and I think I read a quote where you said The Crow helped you embrace inner darkness again after it felt unsafe. Can you explain that?
Well, I think there's like, it's no secret, like I've just gone through a lot the last few years, and I think I'm naturally somebody that I have like this kind of like, I can't explain it. Like, I think a lot of my artistry comes from like this real like guttural, deep, dark place inside me. But when you experience so much trauma, for me at least, I was like nothing's dark, everything's fine, you know. And I just went into this place where I was like, everything's okay. Like, I have to be okay for everyone all the time, and I have to like heal in front of the world, and it's all gonna be perfect, and I'm gonna like dye my hair blonde, and I'm gonna smile, and I'm gonna do like cutesy pictures, and inside I just was like a knot, you know. And at a certain point I was like, you know what, like I think it's okay to be melancholy and to just sit in that. It's okay to sit in one's feelings. It's okay to like not be okay and just kind of observe that. And it felt at a certain point after doing that it was okay for me to make art from that place as well. And I think that Shelley really helped me do that, because her story was so dark, and you know, in the sense that, not that her story was dark, that she, you know, she dies, and so that was like a scary role perhaps, and she was kind of running from something in the film, and she was running from this darkness, and I was like, wow, like that's like me as well. But ultimately the love resurrected her, and the love brought her back to life, and I was like, wow, love can bring me back to life as well. And so when I saw that in Shelley, I realized that for myself.
Wow. Oh man, okay.
Getting deep today,
Yeah.
Yo, you getting standing ovations after answers right now.
Oh my God,
Put your scuba suit
Well,
on. We going deep.
We're going deep.
Can I ask real quick, because Sway and I were both talking about the film, and I was doing my research and whatnot, and you spoke about how you didn't want to let the accident that happened to Brandon Lee affect how involved you were in doing this film now. But of course, we're still seeing these accidents happen, like on the set of Rush just recently. And so I just wanted to know if maybe can you speak about what was the safety, because it's hard to make a film about the Crow without guns and shooting and that sort of thing. So what were the safety, like, did everyone on set try not to let it, be a dark cloud, or did everybody really attack it like, let's make sure we're on point, everybody's going to double check everything? Like, what was it during production?
Well, I mean, this was my first lead role in a film, so I'm like new to working on a big set in this way. But we had an amazing stunts director called Adam, who for me was just like, I mean, I have a fear of water, and I had to do a lot of scenes in water, and he was amazing. Like, there was so many safety precautions, like speaking about everything all the time. I was very clear on everything that was happening. And you'll see even with me, there's a couple of really dynamic and quite horrific scenes, but I felt very safe, and I felt like it was a real family. And even in my water scene, I mean, I had to Bill was amazing. Like, Bill was like deep diving, like,
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Bill was incredible. Like, he was like diving into this like infinity pool and doing all of the stunts, and he did like all the I can't do that. I would like go underwater and be like like coming up. But but like after every take, Adam would swim out and like be with me and like hold me, and he'd be like, breathe, it's okay. And it's it's funny when you have like a fear of something, it's like other people don't really understand, but in that moment, as he was in his scuba diving outfit holding me up, I was like, I do feel really protected, and I do feel safe, and I do feel protected, and like the on-set precautions were taken. But yeah, it's really tragic that these things do happen on set. And I guess it is up to the production and the stunts team to kind of just be aware and keep us all safe. But on this film, we really did. It was a family.
Good.
We became a family.
That's good to hear, man. FKA Twigs is here. We're talking about The Crow. Tracy G.
Yes. I really appreciate seeing your storytelling unfold in all of these different mediums. So let me say that. On the subject of love, oftentimes you'll hear folks say before you jump into a relationship, you need to know how to fully love yourself. But I feel like the film makes a case for how feeling the experience of being deeply loved by someone else can teach you to give yourself worthiness, can teach you to give yourself forgiveness, ultimately to give yourself healing. Do you agree with that? Or do you feel like you should be fully formed, healed, the best you can be without blemish before entering a relationship?
I mean, I think the best thing that I've learned over the past few years is I don't...
What's that, Tracy? That's your phone?
That's the AI.
That's what the AI see. AI on your back now. They saw what you said at the Senate.
I think that one thing I've learned over the past few years is that I don't know if I don't believe that one can ever be fully formed or fully healed, and I think that like you just grow and you just change. And for me, every single time I think, okay, great, I've put that issue to bed, and then it's like something else will kind of start bubbling up. But I think that love in a healthy relationship can offer like a really beautiful mirror, and like the mirror can, well, for me it can help me look at myself and become the best me, because relationships are really like, oh wow, like you look in the mirror and you think, oh, this feels good or this doesn't feel good, whether it's someone else's behavior or even your own behavior, so I don't think that anyone has to be fully formed to get in a relationship, but I think that love can be an amazing place to grow and to heal and to companionship's amazing. Humans are people. We need to be with people. Touch is so important. Sensuality is so important. Hugs are so important. And that's the thing about Eric and Shelley, and that's the main takeout of the film, is that I'd love people to watch it and know that everybody deserves that. The love that Eric and Shelley cultivate with each other, every single human should feel that, because it was very pure.
Yes.
It's a very pure experience to even act it out, you know?
Well, FKA Twigs is here. The Crow is out this Friday.
Yes, sir.
Rupert Sanders. I read that with you and Bill Skarsgård, y'all didn't even do a chemistry test. Is this true?
It is true, yeah.
So the director just felt that this was going to work. The chemistry will be there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it did work. And I don't know to this day if Rupert is a genius and he can just see these things, or whether it was luck. But from the moment I met Bill, I completely adored him, and he is like I just find him so funny. He's just so funny to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's very funny just with my sense of humor. I saw him last night, and I was like, my biggest like fear of doing all of the promo is just I'm just gonna not be able to speak at all, because I'm just going to be laughing the whole time. But yeah, we got along very well, and he's someone that's very raw and very vulnerable and could be very serious, and he's very physical. You know, Bill, like with like It and Nosferatu, like he has this like physicality, and I'm a very physical person as well. So just like the way that he conducts himself physically and his everyday jokes, I feel like, you know, like a 3-year-old, like, you know, when your parents are like doing something and you're like, it's like that for me. But he's a sweetheart. And we got on, and I always look forward to seeing him, you know.
That's the best.
Amazing.
Okay, man. Well, I'm looking forward to people going to see the movie The Crow, right? I got a screener, so I got it early.
Yeah, show off.
Lionsgate. What up, Lionsgate?
I did too. Yo, I have to note, because of how spiritual you are, FK, and this film has to do with spirituality, has to do with the afterlife, our mortality. How does your spirituality shape your approach to this film? And more specifically, what do you believe personally happens after we leave this human body?
Oh, wow. That's 2 really big questions. But okay, so what was the first question?
How your relationship with religion and or spirituality shapes your role here, and then what do you think happens to us in the afterlife?
I don't understand. Shapes my role in the film.
How you approached Shelley in the film.
Oh, well, you know, Shelley is a part of me, and that's what Rupert saw. So I think that when I play a role, it's like if Shelley is a percentage of me, I just take that part and I just spread it
out
across the whole screen. You know, so Shelley is me. Every part I play. I mean, I'm currently doing a film at the moment where I play the Virgin Mary, and so the Virgin Mary is a part of me, but it's just like and then I just spread it out until it fills the whole cinema screen. So Shelley's the same. Shelley is me, and I just zoom her out, you know, and until it's until it's like you know, full. She's full in her entirety. And then what do I believe? I really do. Like, you want to get into what I believe?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Did you say hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. No pun intended, right? Okay, all right.
I believe that humans are here to learn lessons. I believe that we have multiple trials to win those lessons. And I think if we don't learn that lesson in this lifetime, we have to come back and do it again. And I believe that scenario can get better or worse. So for me, this lifetime is really important for me to learn my lessons, because I get to make music, I get to make art, I get to be financially comfortable, I get to move my body, I get to express myself. So for me, this lifetime is a great opportunity to learn my lessons, because actually I was born in a country with running water, with government support. Yeah, you know, I was born already in the basis of just the area that I was born into. I was able to have a good education. So all these things, I'm already so lucky. So for me, this lifetime is very important to learn the lessons, because then if I do, hopefully I can like graduate and like move on and go home, wherever home is. So yeah, that's what I believe. And I believe I believe that when you go home, you have like soul groups. So you leave the planet and you go and you get to be with like your soul family. So I think like loneliness for me is like never really Like I don't see loneliness of like oh, I need a boyfriend, or like, oh, like I miss my friends. Sometimes when I think of loneliness, I think, oh, I miss my soul group. You know, that I've met before, but I can't remember them. Like I'm like ready to kind of like go home. So yeah, that's what that's what I believe. But I don't know. I just think we've all just got to do our best, you know, and just try and learn. That's it.
Amen.
Love it. FKA Twigs, yo.
Bar, son.
Yo, it's a lot different from that first interview. It was amazing. This is amazing. Congratulations. Next, I'll ask you about music next time. I like where this landed. You know.
I want to talk about music.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, what's up?
Right. Where we at with it?
Where we at with it?
It's coming very soon.
Okay.
It's coming very soon. I have like I love my Discord, and like I joke with them, and I get in the chat and I say like, what number do you think we're on? Like, how hot is it if 10 is released? And we all agreed the other day it was at 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's really.
I love that you have a Discord.
Oh, I love my Discord.
So just a community, your fans are involved in it too?
I'm obsessed.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone should join my Discord because I'm on. I go on there like every other week.
Okay.
Sometimes private community you can have online.
Yeah, we talk about everything. We have book clubs.
How you join? Just follow?
You just follow it.
That's it?
Yeah, it's a special place. It's really kind. I really encourage my fans to be kind to other fandoms. I'm like, I see them like going for other artists. I'm like, stop it. I'm like, stop it. You know, it's very kind. It's very wholesome. We read books. We do kind of like music listenings. We talk about life. It's vibey.
Folks often say that you and Doja Cat favor each other. I don't know if you guys have met. I feel like you probably have had. But is that somebody that you would also work with, collaborate with?
If it felt natural. I don't know. I feel like we're quite different. I feel like we're both just light skin.
Enough said. FKA Twigs, man. Hey, congratulations. I love your life. It's fun witnessing it. I'm glad you come here, and you feel great when you come here because we feel great to have you.
Yeah, we appreciate having you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And they like to remind me that you interview with them first before all of us.
We
that
do.
happens
It's a
a
great
lot
reminder.
here.
It's necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary.
It's always a good time when I come here. Thank you so much for being so warm and amazing.
Thank you for being receiving.
Yeah.
All right, and it will always be that.